History's weird. I don't think I've discussed history on this channel before because, well, it's a school subject and this is supposed to be fun, and school generally isn't fun, but history's pretty awesome, except for what happened in it. Then it was not pretty awesome. A lot of things didn't go well, like plague and all that other stuff that we do not need to talk about. Now, there's a bunch of games that I've seen that have good amounts of history, like War Thunder, because it gives you an entire spreadsheet on whatever plane or car or armored thing you're driving, because, well, it shows you history about it. Now, I've played War Thunder and other war games before, like, Battlefield and all that stuff, but none of them contain a lot of good history in them. And today I'm here to talk about that. Now, it's gonna be a bit different of a video. Today's more of just like me going on a rant. It's not really a game thing today because, I don't know, I didn't feel like it probably. But today I'm just gonna talk about history and how weird things have been happening over the years. This is mostly gonna be a bit based more on like wars and stuff because I'm not really interested in the other stuff like, oh, in this time they created this thing that helped us minorly because I learned that in science on a daily basis, and it's just note-taking and reading, so. Now, our first topic is going to be planes. I love planes, you love planes. If you don't like planes, I don't like you, just kidding. Now, scientists, when they first came up with the idea of flying, they realized, we need to find something that does fly so we can know how to fly. So then they looked at birds, they looked at bees, they looked at other ants that could fly, but then they realized that ants and bees and all that other stuff that's tiny is really hard to get. So then they said, you know what, let's just find a parrot. So then they found a parrot, cut it open, looked at it, examined it, whatever other fancy word you want to use, and then went, oh, it uses wings, that's how it flies. So then they went, okay. So then Da Vinci, a artist, a designer, a person with the ideas person, drew down a schematic and then made it so he made it sort of like a machine thing that had two wings attached to a wooden plank that he sat on, and then he shake those wings and the thing flew for around a minute or 10 seconds, I cannot remember, and then flew into the ground immediately. So then they went, okay, that doesn't work, and then they decided to just do what Toy Story did, but like a lot earlier. Instead of flying, they would fall in style, and this is what the first plane eventually looked like. Pretty cool, right? Well, that's what the people that made it thought too. Now, this plane has two big wings stuck to each other, like from down and up, and then extended backwards to make a tail wing, which is another two wings, but now vertically upwards, stuck together with a big horizontal wing that was on each side. Now, also, there was two big old propellers in the front wings to make these things actually go forward, and they flew pretty good. Only problem was there wasn't enough power. So then we hopped onto a little bit more future where it wasn't just a glider with an engine attached to it, and it became an actual plane. Thus came the age of biplanes, similar to the double-winged gliders that I showed you from earlier, but now with a more powerful engine, they have prolonged flight times and higher altitude rates. Thus came the age of monoplanes. In this age, the planes of, well, now, technically, since we still use monoplanes on a daily basis in the year of 2023. They ditched the double-wing design mostly, and now used a one wing, and then the standard tail design with a two wings, and then the little tail on top for steering purposes. Now, sadly, this is also in World War II kicked around, so this kick-started plane production because, well, war, and then also because now the bunch of people are innovating on how we can make planes faster, more maneuverable, bada bing, bada boom. So it's kind of skyrocketed the ideas for new planes and stuff, but also came at a cost of World War II happening in the meantime. And then came the age of jets. This is the time where we have jet fighters like the F-15, F-16, F-something, something, something, MiG something, 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 MiGs this, MiG that, anyway. Also, we have private jets like names that I do not know of, airliners like the Boeing 747, or many other ones that can carry bunches of cargo. Now, all this came about because of the invention of the jet engine. Now, the jet engine is a revolutionary design of an engine. It can push the plane at supersonic speeds, or at least for the fighters that I know of. It can last a lot longer than, say, a biplane engine or a monoplane engine because it does not really need a propeller anymore. Also, the fuel can be put into the wings or into the engine in some places too, while making the fuel tanks much bigger and making the engine a lot more fuel efficient because it just pushes the plane so much faster. So if you do run out of fuel while flying at high speeds, you can just glide your way to safety. And that's all I had to talk about today, and if you have anything you want to tell me, like if this is fun, if this kind of content is good, you can tell me in the comments. I'm not gonna ask you to do anything else than that. And, yeah, peace. See you next time. I'll probably do a gameplay of War Thunder.